Welcome to your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 174. If you are writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing your book and you're having some trouble finishing it, you are in the right place. Hello, I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh, also known as Christine Inc., I-N-K, if you're looking for me online. Each day I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 18 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success, and they have the ability to turn someone who doesn't really consider themselves an author into one. Those three things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote: "To avoid criticism, say nothing, do nothing, be nothing." Albert Hubbard. So today let's talk about accepting criticism as an author. I know this is kind of a sensitive topic for sensitive people such as ourselves, and we know that there are, dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of quotes out there about how as writers and as artists we need to have thick skin, which to me kind of seems like a cosmic joke that okay, we're supposed to be light, carefree, artistic, sensitive souls, but we're supposed to have the thickest skin of anybody on the planet. So we're supposed to be like some sort of alligator unicorn hybrid, I guess. And, I can tell you until I'm blue in the face, especially after doing this for 18 years and, having enough. When I was a screenwriter, I had enough rejection letters to wallpaper my apartment in LA. So I can tell you, don't worry about it. Focus on the good reviews. You're okay. I'm okay. We're okay. But, when you pull up that Amazon page and see the 1-star review, all that well-intended advice and I'm okay, you're okay, and all those motivational quotes, believe me, they just disappear because you're all of a sudden you're under this dark cloud over your head of like, oh crap, I'm a horrible writer. What's going on? So let me give you a different type of perspective here. And the perspective I'm going to give you on the whole conversation around accepting criticism, I would summarize it in one word: context. Let me explain. If you've already written a book, it's in print and out there. And if you're obsessing over reviews for that book, you're officially worried about something that already happened that you have no control over, which for me, I don't know about you, for me, worrying about things that I have no control over is the greatest source of anxiety. But you might be saying, what if the critiques of this book can be helpful in my future writing? Yeah, absolutely, totally valid. Here's some context to help there. First, in the reviews of books that you've already done, that are already published, look for patterns in the reviews. Don't obsess over each individual critique because a lot or even most will likely be biased on each individual reader's personal preference for books. A huge amount of criticism you get, especially in fiction, will have absolutely nothing to do with your abilities as an author. I mean, it can be for something so small. Because, and this is what's really interesting, as authors, we're looking at the critiques as, well, they must be talking about my skill and writing fundamentals as an author. And da, 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 da. No, they're looking at it and saying, oh my God, you named your female character Jennifer, and I got bullied by a Jennifer in junior high. So like now I hate your book. I'm serious. Like we're putting a lot of weight on these reviews, thinking that these people are putting a lot of thought into the reviews, but not always the case. So, the lesson there, look for patterns. But don't just leave it there, because now you're left with all these patterns full of, quote unquote, negative words about your writing that are swirling around your head. So there's that dark cloud again. So that puts us right back where we started. What you need now, here's the secret, is some sort of end goal. What are you going to do with this criticism? Now, this is where it's helpful to have the perspective of an outside person who has the bigger picture of you as a writer, your target audience, and your goals versus just, a book to go on, like a book as its own island. If you find a pattern of criticism about your book or books, in your reviews, and you really don't know how to resolve it, or even you're trying to figure out in your head if it's real. It's so hard when we're inside of it to know what's real and what's something else. This is a good time to get a mentor or a writing club or a writing group, an author friend, a coach, just some sort of outside person who has some idea of how books are made, to look at the situation from the outside and help you make sense of it. Again, this can be as simple as a local authors club, a writers club that you're in. This could be just, the same version of that on Facebook. There's a million author book writing groups on Facebook and LinkedIn, just some sort of outside perspective, and make sure it's a perspective that you trust. You might even just go into those groups and then maybe find a buddy, find an accountability buddy, and then converse offline if you don't want to be kind of airing all your criticisms out in front of the group. That's where you might go to make friends in those groups. Most importantly, what you're looking to do here is turn these criticisms, turn these patterns into a specific plan of action to improve upon those things. So you're finding the patterns in the criticism that may or may not have something to do with your skill as a writer, and then coming up with some specific plan of action for improvement. Otherwise, they're just negative words without context and a clear plan for improvement. It's just criticism for the sake of criticism, which is kind of like the entire internet. There's no amount of, it's okay, all authors get criticized, try not to think about it, you're fine, that will get all of that out of your head. All that well-intentioned reassurance, which is usually from people that have never been in your shoes, by the way. Or if they have, they probably didn't handle it any better than you are, but they won't admit it. There's something there. We can all tell each other as authors, it's okay, you're fine, da da da. But if we're in the same shoes, we're feeling exactly the same way as you are. So nobody is as thick-skinned as we all think that other people are. And of course, this stuff can drive you crazy. I mean, it's just it's hurtful, negative words that you don't know what to do with. So you're just you put them on and wear them around as a writer, which is never a good thing to do. So the advice is get the context behind the criticism and then turn it into a plan of action. Get the context behind the criticism and turn it into a plan of action. So, a plan of action to improve your writing. That's the only way I have personally found to deal with criticism as an author, even as a writer. I've been doing this for a very long time, and without a plan of action, it's just negative words that can eat you alive. That's today's lesson. And I would love it if you would drop by my Inc. Authors group on Facebook if you are looking for an accountability in your writing, an accountability partner, whether it's us as a group or maybe, you make friends with we have a lot of great people in Inc. Authors, lots of potential author buddy friends for you there. So Inc. Authors on Facebook. Thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I'm helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. And if you know someone else who wants to write an awesome book, please let them know about Your Daily Writing Habit. Until tomorrow, happy writing.